maisha ya vyuo vikuu, teknolojia, masuala ya jamii, kuzuru maeneo tofauti, spoti, burudani na zaidi. Pata programu ya Lola sasa kwenye rununu yako kwa yote unayohitaji.
A very good evening to you from wherever you're watching us. This is Kutv Primetime News. Welcome to the broadcast. We have a lot in store for you. Of course, a lot has happened in the country, including changes in KCAC, that is the grading system for the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education. We will be bringing that story, of course, after headlines. English, Kiswahili, or the Kenyan Sign Language 1 is compulsory alongside mathematics in the new KCAC grading system. Plans to promote universal health coverage continues. Government to supply 100,000 kits to community health promoters to enhance healthcare access and promote healthier communities. Renson Mulele Ingonga sworn in as the new DPP to replace NIS Director General Nordin Haji. And as the bipartisan talks continue, stakeholders have today presented their exposition of their memorandums before the Bipartisan Talks Committee at the Bomas of Kenya. Welcome to the broadcast once again. Samuel Keller is our sign language interpreter tonight. My name is Anne Odida and we're live on our social media platforms. That is on X and YouTube at KUTV Kenya. We begin. Now, Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu has announced new changes in the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education grading system for 2023 candidates and all future KCAC examinations. While speaking during the 2023 National Examination Season launch that was held at the new Mitihani House on Monday, Machogu indicated that in the new grading system, the only two mandatory subjects will be mathematics and one language, either English, Kiswahili, or the Kenya Sign Language. In addition to the two examiners will be required to pick 5 of the best performed subjects from each student. According to the CS, the changes are aimed at increasing the number of students who qualify for tertiary education level. In the previous years, 5 mandatory subjects, which are mathematics, English, Kiswahili, 2 sciences, and 1 humanity, were used while grading a candidate. All right, in other news, President William Ruto has today flagged off distribution of 100,000 kits to community health promoters across the country at Uhuru Park, Nairobi. The community health promoters are to deliver basic healthcare services to households at their doorsteps to bolster preventive and promotive healthcare services. The president said that the national government will partner with the county governments in co-sharing the responsibility in order to achieve universal healthcare. Anyango Sylvia with our report.
In an attempt to achieve universal healthcare, President William Ruto has flagged off the distribution of 100,000 health kits to community health promoters (CHPs) across the country. According to Ruto, strengthening CHPs is a shift to curative and preventive healthcare model that will reduce health expenses.
Tumekuwa tukipanga afya ya kutibu, lakini saa hizi tunapanga afya ya kuzuia magonjwa. Na ndio sababu hiyo tumekutana hapa leo. This moment is a moment of a paradigm shift in the delivery of health in our nation.
Ruto promised that in partnership with county governments, CHPs will receive monthly stipend and smartphones. Additionally, 20,000 more health workers will be employed to increase their ratio to that of population, where 23 health workers will serve a population of 10,000 people, as recommended by World Health Organization. Ruto further urged members of parliament to help pass the health bill to ensure healthcare delivery is firm, legal and legislative.
That we are going to partner with them to make sure that our community health promoters have a stipend every month. And we are going to co-share a shilling for a shilling with our county governments.
10 CHPs are responsible for 100 households, 1,000 households forming one community health unit. Headed by community health assistant, the country has approximately 10,000 units, each linked to a level 2 or level 3 facility. Each CHP should receive supportive supervision monthly from a qualified health worker.
These units are the bigger part of a larger primary care network, PCN. This means that each unit is linked to a specific level 2 health facility, commonly known as dispensary, and a level 3, commonly known as a health center. These facilities are mapped to level 4 facilities, such as sub-county or county hospitals.
CHPs are instrumental in visiting households, determining health situations, delivering key health messages, treating common ailments and minor injuries, guiding the community on health improvement and disease prevention. The president will formally launch the next phase of the program on 20th October this year. Anyango Sylvia, KUTV.
Now, Renson Mulele Ingonga will now serve as the Director of Public Prosecutions. This is after he was sworn into office at State House, Nairobi today. Mulele will now serve as the third DPP in Kenya, replacing Director General of the National Intelligence Service, that is Nordin Haji. According to President William Ruto, who graced the swearing in, Mulele will be instrumental in the fight against graft in Kenya.
Renson Mulele Igonga is the new Director of Public Prosecutions after he was sworn into office today at State House, Nairobi. Igonga is an advocate of the High Court and has been a Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecution in charge of the Northeastern region prior to his nomination. Mulele will also serve as Vice Chairperson of the National Council on the Administration of Justice, chaired by Chief Justice Martha Koome.
I, Renson Mulele Igonga, do solemnly affirm that I will well and truly serve the people and the Republic of Kenya in the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions.
Mulele takes over from Nordin Haji, who was appointed as the National Intelligence Service Director General, and according to President William Ruto, who presided over the event, it is time for the office of the DPP to act in the fight against corruption, which is threatening economic success.
Kenyans hope, and I hope, that under your tenure, the war on corruption will not be used to settle political scores, to target persons for their beliefs, or to pressure persons to abandon their rights and principles.
The office of the DPP is responsible for making professional decisions on prosecutions that are free from political influence or control. The director has full independence with regard to the way his office is run. In line with that, the national justice system has vowed to work hand in hand with the office of the DPP.
Kenyans are resolute and they are determined to make sure that we root out corruption in our country. As you have heard, I have said, mambo ni matatu. And you know one of them, it is up to you to discharge.
On behalf of the judiciary, together with the broader stakeholders in the justice sector, under the auspices of the National Council on the Administration of Justice, NCJ, that I chair, we stand ready to welcome you to the family of NCJ and to assure you that we will collaborate as partners and work with you to deliver on your mandate. We believe in a shared vision of a just, efficient, and effective justice system.
Last week, members of parliament anonymously approved Igonga's nomination to the position. Edward Nyamo, KUTV.
The National Dialogue Committee, led by co-chairs Kimani Ichung'wah representing the Kenya Kwanza side and Kalonzo Musyoka representing the Azimio One Kenya faction, conducted the bipartisan talks at the Bomas of Kenya, where they presided over the presentation of memoranda by different stakeholders invited to present their proposals before the National Dialogue Committees. The exercise, which kicked off last week, saw some stakeholders propose the abolishment of some taxes and levies in order to counter the high cost of living, as James Mureki reports.
The National Dialogue Committee is conducting the bipartisan talks today at the Bomas of Kenya, where the exercise of exposition of memoranda by different stakeholders took place. Public Parties and Liaison Committee, one of the stakeholders invited to present the memoranda before the National Dialogue Committee, raised concerns in line with the agendas agreed by the National Dialogue Committee. In their presentation, the Public Parties and Liaison Committee proposed the increase of the IEBC commissioners from 7 to 9, complete audit of the 2022 general elections, inclusion of the coalition parties in appointing IEBC commissioners, and applying the same formula used to select IEBC selection panel to appoint IEBC commissioners. The Public Parties and Liaison Committee, which is also responsible for providing a platform for dialogue between the Registrar of Political Parties, Electoral Commission, and political parties, recommended the amendment of Political Parties Act and the return of the 15% that is given to all the registered parties in the country. On matters high cost of living, the Public Parties and Liaison Committee proposed the reduction of the many taxes and levies imposed on Kenyans in order to lower the high cost of living. The National Dialogue Committee members have advised stakeholders presenting the exposition of the memoranda to also attach proposals of 4 agendas as agreed in the Framework Agreement report. James Mureki Mwenda, KUTV.
In other news, Nairobi residents will have the chance to voice their ideas on the proposed Nairobi City County Finance Bill 2023. Residents will have 3 days at the forums organized by the County Assembly Finance, Budget and Appropriations Committee to discuss new taxes with their legislators. The Nairobi County government has suggested raising taxes and fines for the city's transportation system, including parking areas, drop-off locations and pick-up locations in its Finance Bill 2023. The Nairobi International Agricultural Exhibition officially opened today at Jamhuri Gardens in Nairobi and is expected to continue until October 1st, 2023 under the theme Promoting Climate-Smart Agriculture and Trade Initiatives for Sustainable Economic Growth. The exhibition has attracted over 500 international exhibitors from various sectors such as agriculture, production, housing, small and medium-sized enterprises, banks, public institutions, private sectors, and education. These exhibitions have also incorporated various innovative approaches that will contribute to food sustainability. President William Ruto is expected to officially open these exhibitions. Cabinet Secretary for Defense Aden Duale, together with the United States Secretary for Defense Lloyd Austin, have today signed a joint defense cooperation framework that shall enable the two countries enhance operations in an increasingly complex and interconnected world. According to CS Duale, the framework shall be effective between 2023 to 2028 and shall help Kenya and the U.S. expand their cooperation in the fields of defense, technology and innovation, counter-terrorism and violent extremism, joint training and maritime security that shall enable the two militaries respond effectively to the ever-evolving security challenges. All right, We are taking a very fast short break at this point, but remember today is Money Monday and Customer Service Week is coming up next week. So we will be having a conversation tonight with a customer experience expert to find out what about Customer Experience Week. You don't want to miss that conversation, so stay with us.
Focus on Health is a show that creates awareness on matters health and informs you on various diseases, their causes, treatment, prevention, coping, and support. So join me, Bwari Michelle, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at KUTV Focus on Health on Facebook and also on YouTube, and Health Focus on Instagram, because your health is your wealth. Stay safe and stay healthy.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called Security Breach Detector and Readiness Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosive.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
Kutoka kuwa jamii ya kuhamahama na sasa kujumuisha kilimo katika mitindo yao ya maisha. Kwenye toleo la kaunti ya Narok, hii ni Boresha Kilimo, kwani afya bora ni kilimo bora.
Kwani kilimo ndicho huboresha maisha.
Kipindi hewani ni mitindo ya kipwani. Kama ilivyo kipindi hiki kinahusu nyimbo za taarab, chakacha, midwara, midundiko, bila kusahau mapishi. Ambao ndio uti wa mgongo wa pwani ya Afrika Mashariki.
Jamani swahibu zangu mliopo maskani, hatuonani wenzangu, najua mwanitamani.
Hapa KUTV, nahodha mwendesha chombo cha baharini, yani ua linalunukia na kuvutia waridi tamu.
Welcome to Children's Corner. Welcome to Children's Corner. Children's Corner.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. You're watching Money Monday, and tonight we are gearing up for Customer Service Week, which is next month, basically next week. And today we have a privilege of hosting a seasoned customer experience expert who will shed light on the significance of customer service in today's business landscape. Now, our guest, that is Mr. Paul Kitemo, is a seasoned author, who has written about, I have his book here. Paul Kitemu has written about Practical Guide on Achieving Customer Experience current role, right? Customer experience, you'll tell us about that, Mr. Paul, right? Now, we are excited to tap into his wealth in the knowledge and expertise in this domain. Karibu sana, Paul.
Asante.
Maybe you could just tell us more about your book now that I started and I butchered it somehow.
Okay. My name is Paul Kitemu, a business management consultant in the area of capacity building. I've authored a customer service guide, a step-by-step guide to aid or to help teams and organizations in becoming aligned towards achieving customer service excellence.
So why is the customer experience now so crucial in today's business world?
Customer experience is so crucial because it's one of the things that will keep customers from coming back to the organization. We have a lot of competition. Many businesses, as opposed to yesteryears, they were monopolies. But today, every business has a competitor. And therefore, customer experience becomes a differentiator between businesses. And good customer experience will keep customers coming back. Yes.
Now, maybe what are some of the strategies that now organizations can employ to foster customer loyalty? We see maybe organizations focus on acquiring customers, but most of the time it's not about retaining these customers. So how important is it to focus on also retaining these customers?
It is very important to acquire customers, but it's more important to retain the customers. Reason being, when you're acquiring your customers, you are actually spending your incomes that you've made. And so it's costly to recruit customers. And business begins, or you start making business, or you start making money upon retaining customers when they start consuming your products. When you're recruiting, you're spending. When you're sustaining them, you are actually generating revenue. And this is where you get to customer loyalty. And once you hit that level of customer loyalty, business starts growing because they become your ambassadors who recruit others to your business.
All right, now maybe you could also tell us now that you are a customer experience expert, right?
Yes.
How has the concept of customer experience evolved over the years? Maybe what are some of the trends and developments are now coming up?
Okay. Initially, especially in our markets, way back in the 80s, we did not have competition. And so organizations didn't care how they handled their customers because it's the customer who needed the business. As time went on, competition began to grow. And therefore you realize there were many people targeting the same customers. And therefore they had to bring in the aspect of protecting their customers. And one of the way of protecting your customer is to taking care of them. And that's when customer care began.
Taking care of our customers in what way?
In ensuring they're satisfied with what they're getting from your organization. In ensuring you're giving them what meets their needs, as opposed to producing and just selling what you have. Looking back, people bought what was available. But today, customers are buying what they want. And therefore, customer care came in to take care of the customers that you have. But that evolved into customer service, where customer service is the aspect or the process of ensuring that the customer is satisfied with what they are getting from you, be it product, be it a service. And this is where you meet their expectations because they can demand. They are demanding. And then you can go beyond that and exceed the expectations. But we have moved again to customer experience. And this is where the businesses are today, where it's no longer the product and the service that I consume. It is the overall experience I have with your brand. And it goes beyond product and service. It cuts across the entire organization, the entire brand. before I purchase, when I'm purchasing, and even after my purchase.
So what would you say about the famous "a customer is always right"?
I agree with that. Many people really oppose that because there are customers who are wrong, but they are supposed to be treated right. We say the customer is right even when they are wrong.
Why?
Why? Because they are the ones who demand what they want. And if they don't get it from you and you think they are wrong, they will move elsewhere to get the same thing that you say they cannot get. Another reason why the customer is always right, they may think they are right because you've not educated them. And this is why we bring the aspect of customer education. Yes.
Now, we are in a digital era.
Yes.
Right now, there are a lot of online businesses in the country and even outside our borders, across our borders. Now, how has the landscape maybe of customer experience changed, especially now in the context of online interactions and maybe e-commerce?
We are moving from face-to-face interaction with customers, where it's about a human being interact with another human being. Now we have a human being interacting with technology to get the same service. This has made customer experience sometimes drop. The standards have dropped in some aspects, especially where organizations are migrating customers to go digital, to go the technology way, yet maybe a certain segment of customers are not techno-savvy. And so you find an organization that moves without moving with the customers, they tend to lose a bit of their customers as they gain others. However, it has its advantage because, again, because of the ever-changing customer demands, it's always advisable that the customer do self-service. You put a platform for them and they serve themselves. In this way, if your system is working well, it's serving them well, then they create their own experience through your systems. However, at the end of the day, it is said that we should always remember that we are human beings serving human beings. Even when they interact with your systems, make that system as friendly and as user-friendly as possible.
So in short, what I'm getting from you is if my business is physical and I'm going the online way, I should move with my audience to the online side. How possible is this? How possible is this for that person now who is not tech savvy and I want all my customers to join me online?
There are those who are laggards. They are slow in learning. You walk at their pace, walk them at their pace. There are those who are grasping it very fast. Of course, those are the early adopters of your system. You make sure that as they run, you don't leave your customers. And this is where we say customers want options. If I'm not able to consume your products through this channel, what other channel can I use to consume your product? Because again, we are serving customers from different segments, different age brackets. There are customers whom were found alive by technology. There are others who found technology, and they cannot be at the same speed in terms of adopting technology.
All right, now, Mr. Paul, I want to know how now businesses should manage their online reputation while still maintaining customer satisfaction. You'll be telling us about that when we come back after this break.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4252. 4255 or SMS us on 0739 110 544. KUTV, a new experience.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Kutoka kuwa jamii ya kuhamahama na sasa kujumuisha kilimo katika mitindo yao ya maisha. Kwenye toleo la kaunti ya Narok, hii ni Boresha Kilimo, kwani afya bora ni kilimo bora.
Kwani kilimo ndicho huboresha maisha.
Welcome back to Money Monday. We are talking about Customer Service Week that is coming up next week. And before we went on that short break, we were talking about now the online business owners, just to say the least. In today's hyper-connected world, social media really plays a significant role in shaping a customer perception, Paul. Now, maybe you could also tell us, how should businesses manage their online reputation now and respond to customer feedback in the online business?
Okay, just the same way you would handle a physical customer whom you're interacting with in a brick and mortar premises, it's the same way a customer on the other end, only that the channel here is a system or it's online. The thing is, what happens is when you go online, you must be prepared to be present the same time, because customers really don't care whether you are online and you've gone to sleep. They want that you've told them, I'm present on social media, I'm present on Facebook, you can reach me on Twitter, you can reach me on Instagram, you can reach me on TikTok. So when you tell customers I'm present here, they assume that you are 24/7, you don't sleep. And that's why you need to be present in terms of always checking your platforms to ensure you're responding on a timely manner to these customers. You need to ensure, again, your interaction, if there's an interface the customers are going through, it must be easy for them to navigate through. If you decide to use a chat box, ensure that this chat box is as near a human being as possible, so that the customer doesn't feel I'm dealing with a system as opposed to a person. Again, you need to make sure that you are updated on your social media presence, as opposed to putting a website in 2023 and you keep it the same way until 2025. It's like when I come to your premises and I find you're hanging a calendar of 2019. You need to hang the right date, the right time, the right information. So be present, be prompt, be accurate on social media as well.
So what you're trying to say is online businesses should work on designing their businesses yearly, to say the least?
Actually, daily.
Daily?
Because yesterday's information to some customers, it's obsolete. Let's give an example of, say, Forex, foreign currency exchange. Yesterday's currency exchange is different from today's. So you cannot update your site with yesterday and you keep it for a week. it will mislead customers. So just the same way you'll give me direct information, you must give the same to customers online.
Now, how do you measure the success of a customer experience initiative? Are there maybe key performance indicator or metrics that businesses should track?
There are many parameters you can have in place to measure customer satisfaction. The commonly used one is Net Promoter Score. And this is where you want to find out from your customers if they can be willing to refer their family members and friends and their associates to do business with you. And the response indicates whether this customer is willing to refer. If I say I highly can refer, then it means I'm happy with your business. If I give you a certain rate between 0 to 6, it's like I'm not happy with your business. That's one parameter. Another one is customer effort score, where you measure the amount of input a customer has to put in for them to access your services. If I have to invest a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money to access your services, then the effort is too high and that causes dissatisfaction. Because customers want to access you easily, your product as easy as possible. That's another one. The other one is just the normal survey you do and ask a few questions. How do you find our product in terms of a number of things, the pricing, the accessibility, the usability, and many other. You could also set to check the complaints. How many complaints are you receiving out of 100 customers whom you're interacting with? So those are some of the numbers that you can use to measure customer satisfaction.
Right. Now, maybe what advice do you have for organizations that are seeking to create a customer-centric culture within their company?
The advice I would give to them is to leave the statement. Many organizations are saying we are customer-centric organization without understanding when you say you are customer-centric, what does it mean exactly to the customer? You find these people will train, for example, the customers-facing staff to understand customers. But the operations person at the back end, the system, the products are not really customer-centric. And therefore, if you want to become a customer-centric organization, it is from the lowest person to the highest person. It is from department to department, where you don't have walls in your organization, but you have bridges, where if I'm dissatisfied with department B, I can actually go to them and tell them, this one is letting us down. If I'm not happy with a certain product, we can sit with the product development team to tell them, this is what customers are saying, as opposed to making it like it's a customer service desk or unit. It is everybody to carry a weight in customer experience, where whether you're in marketing, whether you're in finance, in operations, you are measured or to a certain level on how you appreciate the place of customer in the organization.
Now, as we are preparing for Customer Service Week, what are you looking forward to achieve, you now as a customer experience expert? What are you looking to achieve with Customer Service Week?
My desire is to see more organization appreciating the place of customer service in the organization. Historically, when Customer Service Week began, that was in 1992 when it was passed by the US Congress. By then in Kenya, we didn't know what customer service is or what Customer Service Week is. But the number is still growing. Many organizations are now appreciating the place of the customer. But the challenge I throw to organizations is that which you will do during Customer Service Week, can you make it a lifestyle? Can you make it a habit? If your customers will appreciate the warm welcome, can you make that a culture, that it doesn't have to wait until the first full week of October next year, but from 7th of October, after the week is gone, you adopt some of the best practices and carry them along, and make sure that internal customers appreciate their place and external customers know their value in the organization.
Now, you have been celebrating Customer Service week every year.
Yeah.
Where are we now in 2023? How would you rate us now in 2023?
We are actually making progress. As I mentioned, I remember the first year we celebrated Customer Service Week in an organization I was working in was in 2006. But it looked like it's a new thing and people are wondering, what is this you're doing? But as we speak today, with the help of technology and social media, where you keep updating several things and people are seeing the trend is changing, we are actually making great steps. It used to be seen as a corporate kind of a thing where it's only corporates that were celebrating. But today, even shopkeepers are appreciating the place of customer service. Because they have realized without customers, they don't have a business.
Now, Paul, as we wind up, and this should also serve as your parting shot, what do you foresee for the future of customer experience? Maybe are there emerging technologies or trends that maybe businesses should keep an eye on?
We are going technology route, and we need really to catch up with technology in terms of customer service delivery. And therefore, organizations need to make sure that as technology is evolving, our service delivery, as we migrate to the technology, customers are able to access and get satisfied. Because if they're not satisfied, they normally vote with their feet and they leave the organization.
Thank you so much, Paul Kitemu, for making time for us tonight. And this is his book, Driving the Customer Service Agenda, a step-by-step guide. This is a book that maybe you could tell us where we can get this book.
This book, you can get it in
That is your
Naivas.
camera.
You can get that book in Naivas supermarkets, and you can always reach us on our social media handles, Pikitemu at Gmail, Pikitemu in Twitter, and Pikitemu on Facebook, and you'll be able to get that book.
That's right. Thank you so much, Paul, for once again for making time for us tonight. We're taking another short break at this point. Of course, so much more lined up for you. Stay with us.
You need to look for high quality friends.
I'm from Kingston, Jamaica, you know, Portmore. That's my village.
Kanga tu chini hapo ukinyepia ukikatia mademo akipita.
Sina pesa saa hii, nimekuja kukopesa choo.
Adventures across the African continent.
See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes,
and out of this world technologies.
Meet incredible scientists
and learn fantastic facts.
Explore, discover, be amazed.
Be part of the next generation of African change makers.
Be a part of Engine, Africa's #1 science discovery program. Yay!
We're learning every day.
Mtazamaji popote ulipo, unapokuwa ukitazama Safina Show
inang'oa nanga sasa hivi. Ungana nami Albanas Mwania, nahodha wa Safina Show, nikutoe ng'ambo ya pili hadi ufuoni. Safina Show, sauti ya matumaini.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Let's continue with our coverage. Now, in business news tonight, the National Treasury has signaled an uptick of syndicated loans after raising its target to 467 billion Kenyan shillings from previous estimates of 270 billion Kenyan shillings for commercial financing in the year 2023-2024 financial cycle. At the same time, Kenya Electricity Generating Company KENGEN is expected to satisfy 3.9 billion Kenya shillings debt to Geothermal Development Company after a ruling by the High Court directing all banks in the country maintaining KENGEN accounts to satisfy the debt.
Following the reduction in net domestic financing, the National Treasury is looking into the possibility of using syndicated loans as part of its financing strategy and borrowing strategy. This comes after the commercial financing target raised from the previous estimate of 270 billion to 467 billion and 270 billion to 294.5 billion for external commercial loans in the 2023-2024 fiscal cycle. According to Public Debt Management Office Director General Haron Sirima, the Treasury is looking into syndicated loan or bilateral creditor under commercial terms to get loans. Meanwhile, the Kenya Electricity Generating Company KENGEN has suffered a blow after the High Court ruled that money in its various bank accounts is available for seizure to satisfy a 3.9 billion shillings debt owed to Geothermal Development Company GDC. The debt is derived from steam sales that is owed by KENGEN since June 2022, Justice Alfred Mabea of High Court directing all banks in the country maintaining any accounts on behalf of KENGEN to satisfy the debt. Following high demand for agriculture precision agriculture solutions, Kenya Airways subsidiary Fahari Aviation has expanded its drone fleet that will be used to gather data and provide solutions that help farmers to optimize their crop management and increase agricultural productivity. The firm has provided 14 additional drones that will be used in spraying crops and spreading farm inputs, thus increasing capacity to enhance precision farming by up to 300 hectares per day, up from 70 hectares. This move will increase productivity, efficiency and profitability of agriculture, thus boosting the economy of the country. Charles Kirubi, KUTV.
Now, Tana River County leaders have expressed dissatisfaction with the national government for continued marginalization and destruction of their ecosystem. Led by Governor Zadho Godhana, the leaders have said that mega dams constructed by the government along Tana River are a contributing factor to drought and floods. For this and more, take a look at tonight's County Wrap with Cynthia Nderitu.
Tana River County leaders have claimed that the natural calamities experienced in Tana Delta sub-county were as a result of destructive development along the River Tana upstream. Governor Zadho Godhana says that mega dams constructed along Kenya's longest river are a contributing factor to droughts and floods. He also calls upon county residents to brace up themselves ahead of the El Nino rains, which he says will be a blessing.
Dams kule juu isiposimama, there is no Tana that will ever feed the nation. We cannot even feed ourselves even today. Kwa sababu umemaliza mto.
And over 500 landowners in Mukunini, Kilimambogo in Thika East are counting losses after squatters who sold them lands in 2017 refused to vacate and are now selling the same pieces of land to unsuspected buyers and chasing away the original ones.
Kuna wao pia waliouza hiyo maploti zao. Ukijaribu kuchimbua choo kwa ploti yako, wanarudisha mchanga. Ukikata mtaro ya ujenge nyumba ama uweke ua, wanafunika au wanang'oa, wanaharibu.
Hao wakongwe wenye wanasaidiwa na serikali maondi age. Hao wakipata hizo 2,000 anawaita kikao huko kwake kila every Saturday anakuaga hapo, anawachinjia mbuzi, wanakunywa hiyo masupu, wengine hata wameaga wakingojea shamba ekari 2.5.
Elsewhere, residents of Ramula sublocation in Jim constituency are up in arms against eviction plans to pave way for a multi-billion shilling gold mining venture. The residents are accusing the ministry in charge of mining and local leadership of colluding with the private developer to coerce the locals into leaving their ancestral land without proper sensitization and citizen participation.
Since the mining of gold, since the inception of mining of gold in Ramula, this community has been still very poor. They don't have anything. The economic benefit is zero. So gold is extracted, it is taken somewhere, it boards the plane, It goes somewhere and they have zero here.
The forum hired lawyers to file petition in court to halt mining in the area until proper negotiations are held. Cynthia Ndireto, KUTV.
Now, growing up in an impoverished neighborhood in Kenya, Mburu Wanyoike's journey from gang member to nationally recognized swordsman is as unlikely as it is inspirational. Voice of America's Saida Soler spoke to him and has this story.
These are the streets of Huruma, a well-known low-income area in Nairobi, Kenya. Mburu Wanyoike grew up here.
So all these places that I've been living, back then, they were known to be not great places to live. Crime rate was really high. And the people I grew around with, they were the people that usually here they are called the thugs and the gangsters and so forth.
Wanyoike wanted to fit in and was introduced to a group of young men who wanted him to join their criminal activities. He was the youngest.
Reached a place whereby I started carrying guns for them. So I carried them guns when they were going to maybe robbery and stuff.
But not anymore. He says a sense of loss convinced him to leave his life of crime behind.
Those who were my friends back then, but all of them, most of them are dead, and others are in jail. And it was horrible. When I remember about those times, I feel it's really painful.
Wanyoike is now a professional fencer in the Kenya National Fencing Federation team and a coach. He competed at tournaments in Cairo last year and in Milan, Italy this July. He started his own fencing club, Savora Fencing, in 2021. Now he trains young people at risk like Jemima Waheto.
I like it because we use different things. Even if you ask some people what is fencing, they don't know. But now they are coming to know because we are starting to advertise it.
Another student, Victor Odhiambo, had his family baffled when he mentioned the sport.
My mother, she told me that, what's fencing first of all? So she don't know this sport because this sport is the new sport in this country.
Despite the constant challenges of lack of equipment, training space and sponsorship, Wanyoike hopes that the lessons will have an impact on the youth.
I wouldn't want them to be in the same life I was, because they're in the same neighborhood, and that's what I'm trying to change in their mind, that don't let the environment that you are define you. I wouldn't want to see them getting into crime.
Fencing helped Wanyoike cope mentally, physically and emotionally, and he hopes his students will feel the same way. Saida Swale, VOA News, Nairobi, Kenya.
All right, we are taking another short break at this point. When we come back, we will be coming back with sports news. Stay tuned.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more, only on Law Matters.
Kutoka kuwa jamii ya kuhamahama na sasa kujumuisha kilimo katika mitindo yao ya maisha. Kwenye toleo la kaunti ya Narok, hii ni Boresha Kilimo, kwani afya bora ni kilimo bora.
Kwani kilimo ndicho huboresha maisha.
Welcome back. Now, in the world of sports, Kenya's women's football team, Harambee Starlets, will take on Cameroon in the second leg match of the Women African Cup of Nations qualifiers set to be played tomorrow in Nairobi. Starlets, under the guidance of head coach Bildine Odemba, will seek to use home advantage after they lost 1-0 to Cameroon in Yaoundé last week. The winner of the second-legged tie will face the winner of another exciting showdown between Botswana and Gabon to book a ticket to the 2024 Women African Cup of Nations. Tomorrow's match will take place at the Nyayo National Stadium from 3 p.m. and entrance at the stadium is free of charge.
So mimi nimefuria sana na naahidi wa Kenya tutawaangusha. Tutapambana na mnajua Starlet waga waangushi wa Kenya wote. So mafans tukikuja home wakuje kwa wingi sana wa support Starlet kama venye na support Harambee Stars. So
And Newcastle United thrashed Sheffield United 8-0 at the Bramall Lane Stadium in the final matchday 6 fixture of the English Premier League, while in the Spanish La Liga, Atletico Madrid stunned Real Madrid 3-1 in the Madrid derby played at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium, and defending Italian Serie A champions SSC Napoli were held to a barren draw by Bologna at the Renato Stadium, as the French Ligue 1 champions Paris Saint-Germain thrashed Olympique Marseille 4-0 at the Parc de France Stadium. These were some of the results in the top European leagues. And finally, Wales thrashed Australia 40-6 in matchday 4 in the Rugby World Cup Group C action at the Olympic Stadium in Lyon, France. Gareth Anscobe scored 23 points for Wales as Gareth Davies and Nick Tompkins added 17 more points on the scoreline to earn the victory. In Group B action, Scotland got their first win at the World Cup after demolishing Tonga 45-17 at the Stade de Nice. Van der Merwe, Blair Kingon and Darcy Graham all scored for Scotland in the first half. Group A action will resume on Wednesday when Uruguay lock horns with Namibia at the Olympic Stadium in Lyon from 6:45 p.m. East African time. All right, that brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. Many thanks indeed for keeping us company. Do enjoy the rest of your week and be sure to stay tuned for our subsequent bulletins. My name is Anne Odid. I'm in the company of Sami Okello. Have a good night and see you on Sunday, inshallah.